Yeah. Okay, did you clap though, or did, okay, you clapped, and your guess was what? 250 tons, and I said give or take 20, didn't I? Holy cow, folks, it's 237 tons. So within 13, I said give or take 20, within 13 tons. 1 ton of hash apparently is the size of a small family car. They seized 237 tons. It's sick, really. And I don't mean that in the kind of cool new way of saying it. Anyway, that ties the game right there, folks. So that 20 points that Colby picked up with his calculator has been erased. And though it is 2020, so the lead is erased. I shouldn't say the 20 points is erased, I'm sorry. But here we go on question number 3. So I brought a magazine question. This may be an easy 20 points. For 20 points, from what city around the world does Treating Yourself magazine come from? From what city does Treating Yourself, again, if you're out there, keep it down. Colby, where do you think, buddy? Toronto for 20 points, there it is. Toronto is actually really a hotbed of activism here in Canada. There's pot cafes and pot stores and all sorts of things happening there. And Treating Yourself magazine has been coming out of there for a couple of years now. And I think Michelle Rainey is working for Treating Yourself now, and she'll be coming to our convention here next February. So tonight's next question is sort of about Bill C-26. So let's see if anybody was reading our newsletter or our handouts here. We're trying to fight the government. The federal conservative government basically wants to throw everybody growing pot for sale in jail for at least 6 months, usually 9, and sometimes longer depending on how much they're growing. But they basically figure that anybody growing pot for sale deserves a mandatory minimum jail sentence, which is more than they have for many, many other criminal offenses, which is absolutely absurd and something that we need to fight at every level. And one of the ways to beat it, as I explained in this little pamphlet here you can grab, is by writing letters to the Standing Committee on Justice that is reviewing Bill C-26 to ask them to study the effects of mandatory minimums on drug offenses. And so, actually, before I get to that, there's one thing I got to ask is, one of the reasons, the main reason I quit the meetings last year is because of people drinking alcohol. And I see somebody over there at the beer. Can somebody please go deal with that over there? Excuse me? Can you please take the beer away? Excuse me? Excuse me over there. Yeah, there's a beer over there. I really got to get that taken away from here. Zero tolerance for that stuff. Please get rid of it or leave, one or the other.
Okay, just want to pack up my stuff and I'll walk away.
Yeah, I'm really not in a mood to put up with anybody drinking at our meetings, as I'm sure most of you folks can and should know, and thank you very much for respecting. In fact, I should say thanks, guys. The last couple of weeks, you guys have totally cleaned up after yourselves. We barely had any garbage here to clean up after, which is something you guys all deserve a hand for that. It's been really nice. It's been really cool having the gang back together, for the most part being really cool about it. Yeah, see, the beer drinkers love leaving a mess. Thanks.
So did not leave any of them.
So tonight's fourth question for 20 points is, who wrote a study called Mandatory Minimum Penalties, Their Effects on Crime, Sentencing Disparities, and Justice System Expenditures? What institution, what organization put that study together? Colby. The who? The Attorney General? No, it was not the Attorney General's office. No. No, it was not the Ministry of the Attorney General, no. That is a really good guess, though. Okay, we'll have to pull him in the next question. Yeah, who put that together? Okay, Steve, what's your guess? Senator Claude Nolan. The Senate, no, it was not the Canadian Senate.
My bad.
So, I could give, oh, okay, you ready to guess? What's your guess? The Ministry of Health. No, it was not the Ministry of Health. Another excellent guess, though. You guys are coming up with great guesses. What's your guess? Department of Corrections. No, it was not the Department of Corrections. Again, though, those are all excellent guesses, so we'll do multiple choice for 4. Yeah, you'll get in the next question here. Which one of these 4 organizations put this study together? Was it the Fraser Institute, the NDP, the Department of Justice, or the BC Civil Liberties Association? Which one of these 4 groups? I'll repeat the answer, or the 4 options, and then you guys all take a guess together. Again, the Fraser Institute, the NDP, the Department of Justice, or the BC Civil Liberties Association. Which one of these groups did it? So, okay, it was called Mandatory Minimum Penalties, their effects on crime, sentencing disparities, and justice system expenditures. Before again, the Fraser Institute, the NDP, the Department of Justice, or the BC Civil Liberties Association. Which one of these 4 groups put this study together? They're going to give these guys a second more. Are you guys together here? No, I really got him thinking hard on this one, folks. It's a really important study because it concluded that mandatory minimum sentences do not appear to influence drug consumption or drug-related crime in any measurable way. A variety of research projects conclude that treatment-based approaches are more cost-effective than lengthy prison terms. Mandatory minimum sentences are blunt instruments that fail to distinguish between low and high level, as well as hardcore versus transient drug dealers. And the effects of mandatory minimum sentences, really in many ways in the justice system, have already been proven to be bad. But I'll take everybody's guess here for who wrote this study. So what you guys guess over here? The BC Civil Liberties Association? No, I'm afraid that's not it, but it's not the Fraser Institute either. You were really close in the first one. It's the Department of Justice. The Department of Justice. So, really, you guys were all very close with your guesses in government, but I finally stumped you on one, so nobody got a point there. But I would like to thank Sylvia very much for playing in the game here so far. Right on, thank you very much. And here, I think I got a pack of papers I can give you for playing. So here you go. Thanks for playing tonight. Right on. So Eric is back in the game. Right on. So yeah, you can sub in the smoking contest, Sylvia. Rajon doesn't enter that, so it's one more question and then you're up into that. So yeah, there's just one question and then we're there. So if you just sit back and hang for a minute, this will be a pretty tough one here anyway. For 20 points. Oh wait, I gotta pull up my little sheet. Wait. Yeah, no, this is my what does not belong question. So I've written a list of, in this case, different activists. And the teams have to tell me which one of these people that I've listed here is not an activist. In this case, it's not somebody I've made up, it's a judge's name. Yeah.